Hello everyone, it's Phil with Go Sold Real Estate Group, powered by eXp. This is Kevin Belzer, and we are here in downtown Phoenix today. Kevin, where exactly are we at?
We are at 1307 East Campbell Avenue in Phoenix, Arizona.
So today we're going to share with you in this video exactly why this home sold for over $50,000 more. And one of the big reasons is the insight that we were able to provide the owner before putting it on the market. So Kevin, let's start with the front yard. What are some of the things that you recommended that he do to make sure it came up to par so he could sell it for top dollar?
You got to look at everything from a buyer's eyes. And when a buyer pulls up the property, first thing they're looking at is curb appeal. So what we did is we corrected that. It had barely living hedges up front, yard that was not in great shape. And so what we had them do is we had them do completely brand new landscaping with the rock, the brick pavers, got rid of the hedges, got rid of the chain link fence that was out here as well, just really fixed it up. And let's not forget, we also added a porch. This thing did not have a porch before. And so the curb appeal on this, it was just a very flat looking home. It needs some coverage.
So throughout the years, one of the big benefits is that we've been able to help out thousands of buyers. And so the insight that we're able to share with clients goes really far, specifically if you're just talking about landscaping, even some of the basic stuff. But for this one, Kevin obviously recommended a ton of great tips, not only to make the front yard look more open, but to also make it look more engaging, which is important. So a common question that we're always getting from homeowners is, what should or shouldn't I do, specifically when it comes to the inside? Because there's a million things that you could do, but the big question comes into play, does it actually add value? So Kevin, what are some of the things that you recommended that were basic stuff for the inside?
Right, well, a lot of homes, even though they could look fresh, clean, they may be dated. So in this one, we freshened it up and put the color palette that's in right now, which is gray. We had the baseboards improved as well, the higher baseboards, and we had flooring put into.
All right, Kevin, so this is one of the biggest ticket items in the whole house, is normally the kitchen. Yep. This one kind of seemed a little bit crammed. What were some of the things that you recommended?
Yeah, it's like more cabinets is not always a good thing. And in here, because it's a galley style kitchen, what we need to do is actually have them remove the cabinets that were on the one side. They didn't match the other side, they didn't make any sense.
Makes total sense, make it looks a lot more open and larger. So after you recommended that, let's get to the big ticket items in the kitchen. What were they?
The biggest ticket item was the granite countertops. Now we had them do that. They already had the beautiful backsplash, so we were able to play off the color palette that was here with the granite we chose. And then we told them to keep the cabinets that were in here. I understand that they were old, but what you can do now to save thousands of dollars is just have them painted. So we did that. They already had the stainless steel appliances, so I didn't even have to touch the appliance issue.
And one of the nice parts about the cabinets, which I like, is you have a vendor that not only will paint them, they'll sand them down, they'll put the new knobs on, yeah, but it actually makes it look brand new. And like you said, it saves thousands.
Yeah, the reality is they were good wood cabinets. Why throw them in a dumpster? I mean, let's repurpose, reuse, and just throw paint on them.
Perfect. All right, Kevin, let's talk about bathrooms. What were some of the items that you recommended for them to do in the bathrooms?
Well, I didn't want it to get too expensive because you can blow 5-10 grand on a second bathroom very easily. So in this one, we had them get a new vanity because the other one was at end of life with a top already built into it. So that was less than $200. Then also, rather than retile or put in a new shower insert, we had them recoat the bathtub and the back tile that was already there, which again, revitalized it.
Perfect. And then one of the questions that we get a lot as well is every house a little bit different? Because like one of the things that happens is sometimes, clients have a 4,000 square foot home, sometimes they have a 1,000 square foot home. Right. When you're walking through the properties, what's going through your head?
What do I have to do and what can we just let go? That's the big thing. Like this one, the way we did the bathroom, we really saved a lot of money on this one because you can go crazy on any room, but you always have to look at what's the budget, what are we going to make in the end on the property. And I don't want them to blow everything on remodeling for the next one and they made no money. So yeah, that's why on this one, we're literally under $1,000 in this bathroom. And if we'd gutted this and redone it, this would have been, like I said, 5 to 10 grand.
Makes total sense, but more importantly, it always comes down to the experience factor of you just selling a ton of homes and just knowing what you should and should not do.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, last but not least, we're in the backyard, and this one was a really tough one because there was a ton of stuff to do. You'll see some of the before photos flashing through. So Kevin, let's talk specifically about the pool. It was not in good shape. What did you tell the seller?
It was not in good shape. It had been drained for years. It had to be replastered, unfortunately. The heat here will destroy a drain pool within 48 hours. It's been drained past that, just assume you're replastering. So unfortunately, we had to help out with that and get that taken care of. Very big ticket item.
So if I'm a seller and anytime someone mentions like a replaster, I get a little bit scared because those are normally a lot. What did you do on your end to make sure it kept in a reasonable price?
Well, the good thing about us, because we've been doing it for years, is we have the vendors. So like our guy does a great job, came in at between $5 and $6 grand on it. Normally this would have been close to $9. It's about not only our expertise, it's who do we know.
Relationships.
Yeah, relationships.
All right, so sometimes when we're helping sellers outsell their property, their inside square footage is wrong, and sometimes their outside square footage is wrong. What happened with this particular backyard?
We did a little research on it. We actually found out that the yard was wider and it was also deeper than what the current fencing that was on the property was indicating.
So it felt a little bit enclosed. You'll see the before photos. What was your recommendation to kind of get it larger, and why was your research so important for the seller?
Well, we had bad fencing up before. It was chain link, it was in need of repair and stuff like that. And it just made more sense to remove that and extend the fencing out because it would be a more inviting, more open yard at that point.
Makes sense. And then last but not least, fencing.
Yeah, well, as you know, you got to know a guy or a girl or whatever. You got to know somebody that has the skill and knowledge to do it and it's going to be affordable. And so we did. We have that because of years of doing this. We had somebody that could come out and take down the old, get it removed from the property, not abandon it for us to clean up. You know how big of a deal that is.
Yep.
And put up the new correctly in a timely manner. And we did just that.
All right, let's talk about rocks and pavers. What were the recommendations for those?
Well, we had one of those yards where you could go multiple different directions. You could put down new turf, you could put down fake grass. We decided to go rock, it's clean, it's fresh looking, and pavers. And plus they had a lot of concrete back here that made simply no sense at all.
Right.
So we had some of that just removed and had the walkways now, well, makes sense.
Yeah. So the pavers were done specifically leading into the pool, one into the actual shed itself, and one of the things that the owners wanted to do was kind of toss the shed to the side because they didn't see that much value in it.
Yeah, I think they were thinking removing this shed. Shed has value because what do we lack here in Arizona? Storage. We don't have basements. So we decided just to refurbish the shed. It needed a new bottom and it needed paint on the outside and a new handle put on it. It's very inexpensive. You could spend $1,200 for a shed easily. $1,200 to $2,000. A couple $100, we had it fixed.
Perfect. It looks so much better. You'll see the before photos, obviously, of the shed itself. And then last but not least, the last thing that we did for the backyard is we actually made this pergola area a little bit more useful. Because like you said, there's a ton of concrete here.
Right. We're standing on brand new pavers and we're just finished at 3 a.m. And it totally changed this space. It also made it to where it's not this stepping up to the pool area more difficult. We fixed all that. It's just more appealing out here, more inviting. It's going to be a great entertaining property for the next buyer.
All right, Kevin, so I'm done watching this video. I don't want to do a whole remodel on my house.
Right.
Is this the extent that you recommend to everyone?
No, absolutely not. What we wanted to do is we wanted to highlight a property that showed you the extreme of what we're capable of doing. So that's why we picked this one. We have other projects going right now that are very, very simple. Some are just paint, carpet, and maybe some rock in the front yard. That's the majority of what people need, is they need our assistance for things like that. This is just showing you, hey, look, we'll do a lot to help sell your home.
Yeah, and again, I can't stress enough, one of the big things is every house and situation is a little bit different. So again, everyone's going to be a little bit different. Sometimes only carpet and paint, sometimes nothing. Sometimes, like, you know what, they don't have to do nothing and they can still get top dollar for that.
Oh, absolutely. It's, I mean, over 75% of the time I'm just going, hey, just pick your stuff up. You know, but we have to look at how can we capitalize on your property to get you the most money possible. And so that's why we'll recommend carpet paint if necessary to do. But yeah, there's a lot of situations where it's just not required.
Perfect. Well, hopefully this video was very insightful. If you have questions about buying or selling, please let us know. You can reach us at 480-305-6688 or go to our website, gosoldhomes.com.